Hey guys, today I'm going to show you a tip on using the tongue or tying the knot in your latigo and how it can help you keep your horse from getting injured. It's happened to me a time or two, and actually it's happened to me once, and then I saw another guy that it happened to, and it caused an accident that was very difficult to doctor. So I'm gonna share it with you. So I do not use what they call the Texas T or the girth hitch. I don't tie it up here like that. I use the little tongue in the holes of the latigo. A couple reasons I don't do that. Number one, it causes a little lump here with that extra leather, and so it causes a little lump that kind of wears on the inside of my knee. So I don't like that, so I take that out and just use my regular keeper. So the other reason I don't is I make sure I have enough holes in my latigo so that I have a spot for it. And before, there's times that I would tie it, and I was riding a horse, and it was there wasn't enough holes in there to get it where I wanted it to be, so I left it down. And we were riding in some country that wasn't, it was a little slick, and it was some terrain that wasn't very flat. We were going down a little hill, and my horse slipped and stumbled and fell down. And when he did, he jammed that tongue, it was just sitting there like that, jammed that tongue into his elbow there and drove it in that flesh. And what happened is, because it's at an angle downwards, it didn't drain. If it had been poking up, it would continue to drain out, but it didn't. Being down like that, so all the drainage and pus and stuff worked its way to the bottom, and I had to take a cannula and stick it down in there and flush that out a couple times a day. It was very difficult to get healed. And then a buddy of mine also did the same thing. He was riding, it was 4 or 5 years later, and he had it tied up there and had the tongue down there. Again, his horse fell with him, and it poked that elbow, and again, it was very difficult to get healed. So just a little tip, little safety things. Like I say, it's probably not going to happen very often, but if your horse goes to fall or slips or something and goes down, that tongue there is enough that it'll cause a good puncture wound. So I always like to stick it up in there in one of the holes so that it's not able to poke him. If you prefer to do the tying, then take your tongue right there and just use a hacksaw or a bolt cutter or something and cut that off so that it's not sticking down and gonna injure him. So anyway, just a little tip. Like I say, from a few thousand horses and lots of miles, we've had some things happen, and I want to pass that information on to you guys so hopefully you don't have to make the same mistake. Okay, I hope this tip helps. If you're looking for some more saddle tips on making your saddle more functional, more efficient, maybe a little easier to use, check out this playlist. It's got a few more tips for you.